Hey dolls and friends, welcome back and thanks so much for spending part of your day with me. If you're new here, my name is Amber Michon and I do weekly DIYs using a majority of Dollar Tree and other affordable items. But if you're not new, hey doll, hey. So in today's video, I have another round of spring DIYs for you, all brand new DIYs. I absolutely love how they all turned out. They're super pretty and they're super duper easy to create. It's also part of a collaboration called Power of the Pastels. So I chose the color pink. I absolutely love pink and purple as a combination, but the four of us that are in this collaboration decided to pick one color and have a theme running in all of our DIYs for you. So I really hope you guys do enjoy this video. It's also a hop, so if you are unfamiliar with what a hop is, all you're going to do after you watch my video is head down to my description box below. There you will find a link to the next crafter to hop on over to and watch her video and get some more amazing inspiration for spring decor in the color that she has chosen. So I really hope you guys do enjoy this video, and if you do, make sure you give me a big thumbs up as it definitely helps out my channel and its growth. If you're new but love what you see and also love all things home decor DIY on a budget, I would also appreciate if you consider subscribing and hitting that bell right next to it so you're notified every time that I upload. Alright dolls, let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so for my first DIY, I'm making this sweet home house, and I really think it's super adorable. So from Dollar Tree, I have one of their new home decor pieces that you can put on a tiered tray or just some table decor, as well as this sweet home phrase. I actually got this from a sweet subscriber who sent me some Happy Mail, some craft supply, so I'm going to use that. So the first thing I did is paint the front of the house using my ink chalk paint. I like to do a darker coat on the bottom to cover up all the things that's on the front. And then for the sweet home phrase, I'm using this cameo pink acrylic paint color from Apple Barrel that I picked up from Walmart, and I did 2 coats of that for the phrase as well as the house. Then after my black paint is dry, I'm going to go over the house with 2 coats of my Waverly chalk paint in white. And this gave it that really nice matte white finish, and it covered up any of the phrase that was on the front in that original red color. So once I finished that, I decided that I wanted to paint the trim around the roof and the chimney using my burnt umber acrylic paint. And the reason I'm doing this is because I also have this it's like a raffia, I don't know, it's like a twine heart. I got that in the same pack of the sweet home phrase from the subscriber that sent me the craft supply. So I decided I wanted to put that on there, but the 2 brown, light brown colors just clashed for me. So I just decided to paint the trim that burnt umber color. Then after that was done, I cut out the word Georgia using my Cricut and some stencil vinyl. And I put that on the bottom of my house and then used my cameo pink color again to stencil that over. You always hear the phrase Sweet Home Alabama, but I live in Georgia, so I decided to put Sweet Home Georgia, and I thought it would be really cute. And I really loved how all of the colors go together, and I really love that you can keep this up year round. It also works for Valentine's Day, for spring, for these soft pink colors. Since my pastel color is pink, I thought it would be perfect. So then after that, I just glued my sweet home phrase down to the middle of my home using my super glue gel. You can totally use hot glue for this because I used hot glue for the heart, the twine heart. I really don't know what it is. It looks like twine, but it feels like a hard, raffia, softer wood. Anyways, sanded down the edges, and that's it for this home. Really, really adorable, super cute, and super easy to create. Next up, I'm making this bloom sign with this beaded border. Y'all know I love my half wood beads. So from the Home Depot, I picked up these 1-gallon paint stir sticks. I'm using a total of 5 of them. And then I have this bloom where you are planted stencil that I picked up from a pack from Amazon. It'll be linked in my description box below in my Amazon store. So first thing I did is took my miter saw and I just cut off the handles. I didn't measure this like at all besides just cutting down the handles, which is why I left the plastic wrapped on it. So that way I can get an even cut all the way around. I originally was going to use all 6, but as you can see, I did some measuring. I put my stencil there and I didn't need all 6, so I just used 5. And then hot glued them on the edges to secure them. And then I put down some craft sticks, 4 of them diagonally on the back just to give it a better hold so it stay together. Then any hot glue that seeped through on the front, I just used my sanding sponge from the Dollar Tree and sanded all of that down and then cleaned it up with my cute little ladybug vacuum. Then I took my half-wood beads that I purchased from Amazon. I have 2 sizes, so I have a smaller size that I actually used on my Hobby Lobby dupe sign from last week. So check that out if you haven't. So I'm actually using the 20 millimeter half-wood beads. On the other sign that I did from the Hobby Lobby dupe, it's 16 millimeters. So just FYI. And then I placed mine down, lined them up just to make sure I had the right amount that I needed. And I like to do the 4 corners first, that way everything is even. You can totally use hot glue, but I like using the super glue gel for a more permanent long-term hold. Then I'm going to use this cameo pink color again, as well as my Way Really chalk paint in white. And I was going for a pink whitewashed look. It's my first time doing not only a whitewash paint, wood grain look, but something with some color. So I did a lot of painting on this. So I just painted the entire thing white first. And then to get into the crevices and the creases of my beads, I used a chunky chippy brush and painted through the crevices. It made it much, much easier. As you can see here, the difference is tremendous when you use that. Then after my white paint was just about 75% dry, I took that same paintbrush that I used the white with and started to paint it with the pink. I did more of a heavy distressing because I wanted it more pink than white. But it was just getting a little bit too Pepto-Bismol-ish for me. So I keep going just so that I can have an even look all the way around. But I go back over with some more white. And then I go back over with a little bit more pink. And then I go back over with a little more white. And then I use my hazelnut chalk paint color. It's like this light brown color that I really, really, really like. And I started to go over it with that. Mainly just the beads for my hazelnut color. But I just had to keep going back and forth until my eyes were happy with the way that it looked. I would change out a couple of paint brushes. Instead of my large paintbrush, I would use a chippy brush. Just so I can get the grooves that I wanted and the brush strokes that I wanted. So just keep going until your eyes are happy with what you create. That's my best advice. Once I was happy with the way that it looked, I took my stencil and I taped it down on my 4 corners and then used my hazelnut chalk paint color to stencil it in. So what I did is actually used a tip of a black foam brush. So you know those black foam brushes that the Dollar Tree sells? Really anybody that has craft supplies sells those. And I found that using that was a lot easier and I had more control over where my paint goes than using a stippling brush or whatever. Some people use a makeup sponge from Dollar Tree, but I didn't have any on hand. I'm really just trying to use everything that's in my craft room right now. I'm really working on not going out to buy things that I don't need because I have a ton of items that I could craft with. So that's what I used and it worked really well for me and it was really easy. So once my stencil was dry, I just went back over with some spot painting and doing a little bit more distressing to distress in the center of the sign to where my words were so it all kind of matched. And I absolutely love how this sign turned out. So pretty. For a hanger, you can just use some jute cord and hang it that way, or you can just lean it up against the wall on a table. I think it's so adorable. Next up, I'm making this simple egg tassel, and by golly, it's super simple. So from Dollar Tree, I have these craft eggs. 8 come in a pack, but I only had 5 left. I'm using some jute, 2 size wood beads, and this baby pink color that I got from Folk Art that's from Folk Art that I got from Walmart. So what I did is I used a skewer stick to put all my eggs on to be able to paint them a lot easier. It made the process super easy, super quick. And I gave each of my foam eggs 2 coat paints. I then took a threading needle that I picked up from Walmart. It was in a pack of 3, and I threaded through my twine. And then I'm going to do this pattern: 4 beads, an egg, 4 beads, an egg, and so on and so forth. So this craft was actually really easy to do. You just have to make sure you have a needle that's long enough to go through the top and the bottom of the egg so you can push it through easily. So that's pretty much all I did. And then I did a tassel on the end. The way that I do my tassels is just all with my hand. I know a lot of people wrap their like twine or their yarn around like a piece of cardboard or something. But I just find it easier just to wrap it around my 4 fingers a few times, like 20 times or something like that. And then I just tie it off in the middle. And then I just tie it off on the top so that I get that little bump. And then I just attach it with the long piece of the garland that's already there, and then just cut it down to where it's even. And that's pretty much it. I will do a longer tutorial on tassels in the future, but I mean, there's tons out there. You can see how it's done. But that's all I did for both ends. Super easy, and I love that I kept my beads this natural wood color. For my last DIY today, making this really gorgeous spring wreath. Y'all know how I feel about my wreaths. If you're new, I absolutely love making floral wreaths. So from Dollar Tree, I have this wreath that I've actually used. I think this might be the 3rd time that I've used this. And then I have an assortment of florals from Walmart. I love getting my florals from Walmart. I think it's a better bang for your buck. These particular florals cost me between $3 and $5 per like bundle. I think honestly they were all $3.47, and I didn't even use all of them. So basically what I did is I like to layer up. So I do all of my like green pieces on the bottom, and then I go with my really pretty standout florals on the top, and then I have my greenery fillers that I go in between those standout floral, like it's usually the colorful florals. And then I have these little, like, they look like little poppy seeds to me. They're probably not poppy seeds, but they look like little balls or whatever. I just kind of cut those down a little bit and put those in between just to give it a little bit more texture, a little bit more dimension. But I absolutely love how this wreath turned out, and I love the little pink roses on the side. I think it's just adorable, and it was super easy to create. My wreaths are just, they give me chills every time I look back on the pictures and the videos. So yeah, I really hope you guys did like this. I know y'all love my wreaths, so I just am happy that I was able to bring another inspirational wreath to you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. That's all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, and make sure you give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Be blessed, stay safe, and I will see y'all on the next one. Bye. Oh my God. Hey dolls and friends. Hey dolls and friends. Hey dolls and friends. Oh, that took me forever to get through. Man, off my game a bit. What's happening?